Okay, today I have a fun topic. It'll be kind of a challenge because I'm driving, but don't tell anybody and I won't, right? But I wanted to discuss Steph Curry today and all the things that he represents to the game of basketball, and hopefully can do that in 3 or 4 minutes. And I appreciate you viewing. I will say this. I think rather than pick out the greatest shooter of all time, then somebody else is the greatest passer of all time, somebody else is the greatest dribbler of all time, I say put those three together, because that's basically perimeter skills, or primarily dribble, pass, shoot, right? And these guys like Steph Curry, and there's not a whole bunch like him, but there's the scoring lead guard, the scoring one, the scoring point, whatever you want to call it. Radically different from the original concept of a point guard, and still what the collective basketball conscience thinks of when you think of point guard, especially if you have any age on you. But so instead of calling Steph the greatest shooter of all time, which indeed most people agree he is, and that doesn't really have anything to do whether he's hit big shots in his career. You tell me, would you like it in his hands or somebody else's if you're the opposition and it comes down to the last shot and he's got a clean look? Stop with all that, Rob Parker. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. So you take those three perimeter skills, and I've really thought about it a lot. I believe when it's all said and done, the dust settles, however you want to say it, cliche it up however you want, Steph Curry is the greatest of all time. Let's put it this way, the purest offensive talent we've seen of all time. And I absolutely would be humongously remiss if I didn't mention this as a side note. I want to call out every so-called basketball expert in the world who says, even if you've only said it one time, and I don't care if you're a national guy and you make $9 billion a year, if you say, which most of you have, and some of you more than once, that Steph Curry can't defend, can't guard people, you're either don't know the game or you're not watching them play or not watching them enough. Steph is not one of the 5 to 10 best defenders in the league, but he's far from the bottom as well. Gives a very good effort. Here's the issue, and I'll close with this. The issue in that league, the greatest on the planet, and there's others that are not that far away anymore, but let's stay with the subject at hand. In that league, the best basketball on the planet, guys at that level, especially on the better teams, those rosters that are stacked, and you can go all the way across the league, all 30 teams, and you'll find at least 2. But the better the teams, the more you'll find of multi-dimensional, incredible, almost transcendent talent at anywhere from 2 to 8 on that squad, and then 9 to 14 or 15 is going to be loaded too. It has those guys who get any kind of minutes in that league are the real deal. And look, let me put this out there real quickly. Look, I grew up back in the day, right? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? I'm a basketball nut as big as anybody on the planet. But teams today, man, I don't mean to hurt some feelings, for some old people like me. But I'm not going to even go into it. But I watched the film from yesteryear and then watch today's players, if you can stand it. But the point is Steph, offensively, is the purest thing we ever seen. I didn't say he's the best offensive player of all time. I think he's the purest. So, yeah, I think, I'm a Durant guy, as the all-time offensive producer and all that, and pure as a driven snow, and he's my boy, all-time greatest, and he can defend as well. But there's no way you can talk about that kind of thing, the three-headed monster of dribble, pass, shoot, the perimeter skills, and not put Steph Curry at the top. And if he's outside of your top 2 or 3, I don't know, maybe you do an insurance podcast. No offense to insurance. But anyway, Steph Curry, and listen, reiterate, he can guard. Watch better and more closely. Steph guards fine. Everybody gets beat off the dribble at that level, especially trying to guard that position. The scoring ones in the NBA that can shoot it from anywhere and deep as well on a consistent basis, there's no way you can guard them. You can only kind of mess up their night a little bit and get them off rhythm. Even the great defenders. So the point is, you get beat off the dribble all the time at that position. If you only get beat off the dribble once or twice that night, you're an upper level defender in that league. Bottom line.